voices, we got the resources. Circle of voices, if we can. Circle of voices, we got the resources. Circle of voices, if we can. Circle of voices, we've got the resources. Circle of voices, if we can. Circle of voices, we've got the resources. Circle of voices.
Hi, and welcome to Circle of Voices Online, and we're in our second season. I'm your host, Kaz Mitchell, with my co-host, Jean Wimberly, Executive Director and Founder of Circle of Voices, and our special guest co-host, Suhir Black Eagle, who's our motivational speaker, positive image self-esteem facilitator. And our first guest of the new year is the wonderful Sacred Walker from the Kaumba Holistic Healing Project. And we thank you for joining us today.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me. Great meeting you all.
Sacred. I love that name. What sets you apart from other mental practitioners?
Well, to explain that, I first have to tell a little bit about the Kaumba Holistic Healing Project. So our motto is to foster the soul care in healthcare, and the name means to find creative ways to support community members in order that they may come back into the community and make it better than they found it. So I do that by consulting with various organizations, nonprofits, hospitals, etc., and offer different ways of honoring holistic approaches to counseling. I do that through direct services, individual and group counseling, family counseling, where we really look at what has been passed down generationally, whether good or some of the harder things that have been passed down, as well as creating workshops and programs focused on holistic mental health counseling practices.
So, Sister Sacred, what are your techniques?
Well, I incorporate 3 techniques that really focus on figuring out different ways of being mindful that especially women of African descent tend to be pathologized and labeled often with various forms of mental illnesses for various reasons. So I honor drama therapy because I'm trained training as a drama therapist. And an example of that is sometimes we will use role plays to explore something that's come up in someone's past or in someone's family, for example, and figure out different ways of retraining the ways that we talk to one another, the way that we interrelate. The other approach would be honoring someone's spirituality, non-dogmatic religious aspects of one's spiritual tradition. So, for example, if you're someone who is Yoruba, or you're someone who believes in Allah, or someone who believes in Krishna, and you want to chant together, or you want to at the end honor the ancestors in a certain way, I will incorporate that into our session or into our group work. The third aspect is honoring the communities that you come from. I do believe that you are a human being that is not isolated. We interact with community, with the earth, with nature, and we need to respect that. So if you're someone of African, Asian, European descent, I take my time to really understand how your community has informed you.
Sacred.
Yes.
How do you feel about women's sexuality?
Well, I feel like women's sexuality is awesome and needs to be reclaimed and proclaimed, right? I believe that it is, when it's consensual and mutual, it is a blissful, erotic, forthright energy.
Yes.
And with that, I have 4 tips that I would like to bring into 2014 specifically for women of African descent. Now, these are tips that you take to see what works for you, right? Because every person is their own unique individual.
I'm going to borrow your pen.
Go ahead, take some notes, my sister. Okay, so tip number 1 is I want us to, in 2014, take ourselves on a date. If we are caretaking, if we have children, if we are constantly playing the matriarchal role, take a moment and take ourselves out. Take a breath. Give ourselves a hug. Thank you. right? Take yourself out to dinner, even if it's taking a moment to just step away. But find ways of honoring ourselves and speaking kindly to ourselves on our date, even if it's a 15-minute date once a month. So that's my first tip. Take yourself on a date. My second tip is a little bit sultry. I want us to feed both of our lips.
Both lips.
Both lips, boo. Right here and our vaginal lips.
Wow,
Okay?
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, well, that's important. It's
It is
important.
important.
Because
It's important.
consent is sexy,
Yes.
right? And we need to be able to honor that blissful energy, honor what we take in our mouth and are taken in our vaginas.
Yes.
Who we interconnect with in intimacy, honoring that, making sure that they respect our erotic, right? Because
You can
erotic
say
is a
that
powerful, beautiful energy.
Absolutely.
Take yourself to a dance class, build something, whatever your erotic looks like. And you know what? Explore what it feels like to
Yes.
touch yourself sometimes in a respectful manner because you
Yes.
deserve that. Our community members, we deserve that.
Right.
So
Awesome.
that's my second tip. My third tip is ask for help. A lot of times, so many women of African descent, we hold a lot. We're expected to hold so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And we have so much grief. This summer, in working at a hospital, working in a mental health hospital, I saw so many women who were impacted by domestic violence, abortion, sexual abuse, who had never told anyone that they got that happened to them, that they had carried that in their bodies.
Yes.
And it bogged them down. It manifested, in my opinion, into various forms of depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia,
Yes.
etc., untreated trauma in our bodies. So really ask for help of our community and of our ancestors, of the doctors, really asking for help.
Yes.
The fourth one is making space to dream. Really honoring whatever visions percolate in us. Take a moment to be still and listen to ourselves, listen to our intuition, and honor whatever else is coming up inside, and really honoring that dream space, right? So if we put it out there, even if we are working toward it, at least it's out in the universe. It'll give space to make it manifest. So I'm going to repeat those 4 tips.
Okay.
Okay, so let me do a little quiz. What's tip number 1?
Take yourself on a date.
Take yourself on a date.
Yes.
Okay, what's tip number 2?
Feed both lips.
That's right. What's tip number 3?
Ask
Help.
for help.
Help.
Ask for help.
Help.
And what's tip number 4?
Make space.
Yes. Dream.
For dreams.
Yes,
Time
yes.
for
So
yourself.
make time.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my 4 tips for 2014.
My goodness, Sister Sacred, those techniques really help the spiritual healing or spiritual health. Our spiritual health is very important because the journey really is with the self. So, question, as a woman of African descent, do you feel challenged by the community, your community?
Whew, that is a complicated question. So I'm going to take a moment and pause for that one. I feel like twofold.
Okay.
On one hand, I've been very fortunate to have come from a long line of men and women that honor their African ancestry. I have had many teachers. Noliwe Alexander is an amazing life coach that honors her African ancestry. I have been taught by Queen Mother Mashiach, who is of the Kemetic tradition. Oh, my sister, I see you are Kemetic too. Ashe. Ketep. And as well, Mija Tayembe. My grandfather is a high priest of the Rastafari tradition in Jamaica. So I've had a number of folks who have passed down an understanding of respecting the earth and respecting your African ancestry. And on the other hand, I find that our community doesn't often, and when I say our community, I want to speak specifically of some Judeo-Christian, African American, Afro-Caribbean communities have really demonized African traditional religions. So when I speak about ancestors, when I speak about ritual, when I speak about what it means for me to honor those that have come before,
Yes.
oftentimes there's a tinge of shame that I still feel in speaking about it openly because
Yes.
of the ways that it's been spoken of as if it's evil, as if it's bad.
Right.
And those are things that we were taught has been indoctrinated into us, in my opinion, by many European traditions and we've taken them in.
It's
So
colonization.
it's colonization.
Yes.
So it's on one hand, I found a lot of, you know, liberation as a lesbian woman
Mhm.
within those traditions, and on the other hand, sometimes I find myself holding back
Yes.
when I'm around others of
Yes.
African descent because I don't know how they'll receive me.
Yes. This is a common good.
Wow, that was incredible. Oh, I just feel so good, don't
Absolutely.
you?
Pleasure.
Oh,
yes.
Honor is mine.
Yes.
Well, we
Humbled.
welcome working with you more. 2014 is going to bring some new things.
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
understand that you have some special projects to look forward to in
Yes.
2014.
Yes, I'm currently collaborating with a couple of different people to put on a women's retreat in 2014 to be announced. So if you're interested in finding out more, you should definitely email me at kuumbaproject@gmail.com. The whole thing is kuumbaproject@gmail.com, and we will at least put you on the mailing list so that once it's all formulated, we'll send you information. I'm not taking on individual clients, but we will be referring folks to the retreat.
Oh, wonderful. So again, thank you for being here.
Yes.
And I couldn't do it by
Wonderful.
myself.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Jean Wimberly and Sue here Black Eagle.
My joy.
And again, thank you,
Joy.
Sacred Walker, for being here. And you can receive all the information for Circle of Voices Inc., Sue here Black Eagle Jones, and Sacred Walker. And again, thank you for watching Circle of Voices, the org with resources.
With resources.
Shay.